All right, guys, girls, women, men, lovers of life, psychic reading time. I'll just pop this up a little bit. Oh no, I didn't turn around. Hang on. Let me try and figure this out so that when I show you the cards, yay, you'll be able to see what's on the cards. So let me share this. Bring out some cards. I just went to like move the deck, and these ones, the Starseed, actually like the lid slides off like this. And I just pulled it and the weight. I think we're doing Starseed first. Oh my gosh, I nearly just dropped them all. So I was just like, oh my God, that was such a lucky catch. Such a lucky catch. Okay. While I'm sharing this live stream, let me know where you're from around the world. Say hi. Let me know if this is the first time to my live stream. My name is Hannah from Reality Awareness, and my book is so close to being available on paperback. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi, Bradley. Bradley. Hi, Bradley. Rachel. Bradley Rach. Hi, Rach. I know your name. I know your energy better than I know your name. Let's put it that way. No, I didn't mean that. That sounds really like creepy. But it's true. I'm like, I write books, right? Go figure. I write books and I struggle with pronunciation, but I'm getting better and better at pronunciation. I'm getting much better. And names, it's not my strong point, but I'm getting better at remembering names. But faces, images, pictures, energy, I can read you like a book. So look out. No, that's why you're here on my live stream. Okay. I just bringing up these comments here. April, first time you're seeing me live. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Margaret and Gayleen. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do the Starseeds first. And I am going to pull a card, like just in general for the collective first. So if you're just jumping on, whether you're watching me live or the replay, this is like a general overview reading for everybody, because this deck almost slipped out of my hands and slipped on the floor. It's the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, this one here. And it does have a lid, but that's the lid had come off, and anyway, you get the point. So this is a reading for everybody to start with, and then I'm going to do individualized readings. Customized readings? Personal readings? Whatever. Anyway, you get the point. Okay. This is so interesting. All right, I'm just going to pull 3 cards out of this deck I just shuffled that almost fell on the ground and shuffled for me everywhere. This card is wait. It's such a beautiful image, right? Just wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. There's a sense of like, I need to get this done. I need to get this out there. I need to like get this happening. But then it's almost like you're sabotaging yourself, almost like you're procrastinating, almost like you're purposely delaying. But it's almost like actually you can feel there's no rush. There's no need to rush this. There's no, I want it done yesterday and last week and the week before, but it's like you're stepping into a different vortex of, but I'm trusting divine timing and there's no need to rush this. And so this is a card just for the collective. I'm doing this reading for the collective. For those of you who are just jumping on as I'm talking, this card deck fell out on the ground, almost slipped out of my hand. So I'm doing a reading for generalized everybody first, and then I'll move into personal readings. So it's like it's okay to just, like you're doing it and you want it done, but this is just the time it's taking, and this is the space that it's like, and what I'm getting is like it's a full trust in timing, not like, oh well, it's not right time, like it's never, you know, it's a very different space that you're in of trusting yourself and trusting the divine timing, and no need to force, push, hurry, all of those things. it's like you've stepped into a whole different, I want to say, realm or vortex in the way that you're operating in your life. Yeah. So hi Dee, hi Gabby, hi Christy, Colette, Dawn, hello everybody, Michelle, hello, Haley, Millie, is it Millie? Like Melanie, but Mellie. Mellie, hi. Getting better at my pronunciations and stuff. I'm practicing, guys. I'm practicing, okay? Okay. Oh, okay, I just talked about, I'm doing a collective reading for those of you who just jumped on at seeing this at now. Starting with a collective reading today. So this way, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. And I just started saying, like, you've stepped into a whole different vortex and realm of, like you're in universal time. Like, you're not in ego human, okay, I gotta do this on my time. It's like you're in God's time, but you're still doing what you're meant to be doing. And then the next card that has like been waiting for me to read it is literally like earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. If that's not confirmation for everything we've just been talking about, I don't know what is. Now, you would have heard me talk a lot about, well, I have been talking with my clients as well in the past few months, that we've stepped out of that 17-year cycle, that whatever, I'm not an astrologer, but whatever astrological events were going on, we've just finished a 17-year cycle, like in the last eclipses. So it was that April, May or something, March, April, May. And it was really potent on those eclipses, and so many endings happened, so many, it was like the end of not only so many little things, but the end of a major cycle. And I feel that right now, so what are we in July? It's like there's this, it's been since say like April, it's been May, June of like still letting go, threads dropping, everyone's like separating, going their different ways. And like for 17 years, this past cycle, which has probably of course had stems in eons of cycles, right? It felt like the big, I don't know, pulling out the plug of whatever was for a long time, right? And so now we're moving into this, like, it's like now we're in July, it's almost like this pause, or this, we can really feel it's a clean slate. Like the past people are gone, the past events are gone, and all those threads have let go, and we're kind of in this void, if you may, I keep seeing like we're on a trampoline. That's so funny. We're like on a trampoline, and like we're like, okay, which way are we gonna boing to? I don't know why that image is coming to mind. Maybe somebody needs a trampoline here. And this is what it's like. It's like this space of, okay, there's a clear slate, there's no one around, everything's dropped away, and even other things have dropped away in the last week or two that you were like, fuck, is there anything? Okay, is there anything else? We're conscious of not asking that question, but we're like, while we're in the cleaning out phase, is there anything else? Because, you know, come on. It's like, it's what it is, right? And so this earth pulsing, like, and these, you know, like, wait, it's not yet time. So I'm just doing a collective reading to start this morning, guys. So for those of you who are just jumping on, so wait, it's not yet time. And then this one, like earth pulsing, the pulse of mother, slow down, time in nature. And, you know, and you can see here, like, if I hold it still, she's actually laying on like a bed of like flowers. And this is very similar to the distance healings that I do when you're laying on like a crystal bed and the waterfall coming down. It's so interesting. And so it's like this big clearing, and in the space of like recalibration. Okay, which way now? Like, which way are we going? Which way, you know, where? And it's kind of like, well, where do you want to go? Right? Like, where do you want to go? Like, you've got a clean slate that's been cleaned out from like eons ago, and all the threadings have been let go, even though there's still more dropping off. But right now it's in this space of like coming into a place of really like, which way do I want to go? Right? Like, which way do I actually want to go? You know? And so, and I keep feeling this, like, it's okay to not know, but it's also the time to get clear on what it is that you want. And there's a big thing that we're coming into the heart chakra consciousness very soon, right? The heart chakra consciousness is about to land. That's going to really pull everyone into heart time, which is like Earth Mother, pulse, slowing down time, right? The final card, so this is a collective reading to start with. The final card for the collective is this one. Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, and Look a Little Deeper. So something that you can walk forward doing is, when I'm here and I'm present, what else can I see? What else can I feel? What else can I know? Like, see what you can see, right? See what you can see, see what you can know. Like, ask yourself, what more is there? Yeah? What more is there? Just seeing if I can bring this up here. So it's like, ask yourself, what is it, right? What is it that I can see in this space? What is it that I can know in this space? What is it that I'm being shown? If I can see what I can see, what else can I see? And let yourself be shown more, right? Let yourself be shown more. And what I mean by that is, you know how like sometimes we're looking around for our keys or something, or we're looking for that thing and we walk past it 20 times and it's been right there the whole time? You know, when we're in a space and we see the same things all the time and we just don't even see it anymore? I want to say, challenge yourself, right? Challenge yourself to ask and see more of what you can see. What else am I being shown? What's being reflected in my reality? What this does is allows you to come into the present moment. Society is trained to stay out of the present moment, because in the present moment is so much power. So much power. Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets. What else can I see that I'm not being shown? You know, it's a bit like, this crazy analogy is coming to my mind. Like, Where's Wally? Do you guys know Where's Wally, or is that just an Australian thing? You know, when you're like looking at the big picture of all the little things and you have to like see, or you know, those word puzzles even, and it's like the first 3 words is how your year's gonna go, or whatever those silly things are. And you're like looking and you're like, where's the words? Like, you're looking, right? It's like, what else is there for me? What else am I gonna see? What else is coming out for me? This, hidden secrets. What am I seeing? What else can I see that I'm not yet seeing? What else can I bring into my awareness that I'm not yet aware of? It's like, what is sitting on the edge of your consciousness that wants to come through for you? And this is what I feel like, it's not yet time, but it's about to be time. And what you're doing right now is training yourself in these ancient lost wisdom secrets, right? Of your own divine intuitive gift, because something is about to really, I want to say, birth. And I just pulled another card while we're talking about. So here, isolation. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. A lot of what I'm talking about almost is in my book that's coming out. The paperback is so close to being ready, guys. So keep an eye out for that. But it's like, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, and community. Because when we awaken, we can really come into a space of not really knowing what to do with that wisdom. And we outgrow people, places, and things really, really fast. And we do feel alone. But we're actually not alone. But in the aloneness, the reason why we feel alone is because we're so damn fucking connected to everything, right? And we hear, know, see, feel so much more than most people, because everyone's trained to be busy and keep going and keep busy, right? And this is where it's asking you to slow down, come into the moment, come into your heart, because there's ancient secrets, wisdom, and other information that wants to be shown to you. And so we're pushing forward to get these things done, but we also know that there's a divine timing. So this is a collective reading that I'm doing for you guys at this moment, because I felt called to do a collective reading to start. So if you're just joining, you might want to watch the replay once we're finished. I'm going to move into personal readings in just a moment. So the final outcome card for the collective right now is double mission. Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. Serve the world by being you. That's it. Serve the world by being you. No more isolation, no more hiding. Time to come out, time to connect, because there's so much information and wisdom that wants to come through you. You're deeply connecting into your heart. Wait, it's not yet time, but you can feel that you're just about to come through. You're about to come through this portal. You're about to arrive into the center of your heart, and it's so important because you've got ancient wisdom that you're connected to that wants to bust through you. And when we're busy or when we've got a lot of trauma from the past and we're carrying and we're just on the cyclic wheel, we can't hear it. We don't know. We're running out of effect of all the trauma that we've been living in our entire friggin' life, right? So it's time to come out of the isolation. You do not have to stay in that anymore because the world needs you. Serve the world by being you. If you don't know what to do, do what you love. Sounds so cliche and so cliche and so like follow your heart. And it's like, it's kind of a thing, right? Do what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do what you want to do. And that will change day to day, right? And the bottom card of the deck, because I always look at the bottom card of the deck as well, the Courageous Peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. One would think that's all these cards are in here, but it's not. Serve the world by being you, let yourself be seen. Come out of hiding, come out of isolation. Okay, so this is, that was a collective reading because I felt called to do a collective reading from the Starseed because it almost slipped out of my hand and cards went everywhere when I first jumped on the live stream. So I was like, there's a collective reading for people here today. So you can always go back and watch the start of this live stream to get the full message there if you just jumped on. These cards are really beautiful. Yes, cliches are cliches for a reason. Exactly, Janelle, they so are. Elisa says, recently while falling asleep, I hear a voice say hello or mum. Most of the time, it's a woman's voice. I feel I need to develop it, but have no idea how. Yeah, so definitely, like number one is just ask. When you're developing your intuition, like there's so many different ways, places, different modalities that you can use, practitioners that you can learn from, facilitators, teachers like myself, you know, there's so much, right? And again, it's kind of like, what's going to work for you? How's the best way to develop your intuition? And really, it's like, there are probably many things that call you to learn from. And I'll always say trust intuition. So I teach trust intuition, which goes through lots of different facets and modalities of ways to strengthen your intuition. And in trust intuition, we also release the trauma that is blocking you from your life. And a lot of people think that trauma is some massive event that has happened in your life, when actually it can be a really simple small change or betrayal as well. So these little things add up like scar layers, if you may, is what I call them, like scars, right? And they block you from your intuition. So but the one thing I'll say now, just as you brought that up, Elisa, is like talk to your intuition like a friend. Talk to these voices like a friend. And it sounds crazy, right? But we can build and develop our intuition, right? And this is where we start to, like, I want to say question everything, and talk to it like a friend. And what I mean by that is you will always, like, there's always going to be learning curves and different ways and, all the different things about building your intuition. But when we look at like speaking to it like a friend, like for example, you just meet someone for the first time. Well, you're not really going to be that like full blown and open with them. Like you just like general conversation, like, okay, hi, like, what's your name? Where do you live? Like, and it's the same thing of just like building your intuition is like, it's a muscle. Number one, it's a muscle. Everyone has it, but it's a muscle. You want to just learn doggy paddle in the pool, or you want to be an Olympic swimmer, it's going to take some training, right? So same with your psychic and senses and awareness and your intuition. It just takes training and skills. So definitely the more you meditate, the stronger your intuition's going to be. Some people struggle to meditate. I really, like in the start of my journey, I did like strong Ashtanga, like yoga for 3 times a week minimum. Like no one would stop me going to those classes and it changed me. But it also taught me how to meditate, because the body-mind connection, a lot of people can't meditate because they're just too full of feelings and stress and, you know, and so it is a practice. It really is a practice. Anyway, I could go on and on about that, but the thing is that it's a muscle. It's a muscle. Oh my gosh, I love this. Tanya, thank you for sharing this. One time I was very sick. I'm going to pull some cards for someone in a moment. One time I was very sick, like sick, and I had a dream with an old lady, like long silver hair, and she was putting some sort of plants on my feet and rubbing salt and alcohol on my feet and my head, and she was saying some stuff that I can barely understand. And then I woke up and my high fever was gone and I felt better. That's so amazing. So I don't know who she was, but I was thankful she heals me in my dreams, and I was healed in real life, woke up smelling of alcohol. I'm covered in goosebumps. That's such a, like, you know, sometimes when we're sick because we're run down, blah, 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 blah. But when we're sick, we are, when we're sick, it can be like an upgrade. Well, it is an upgrade. It's like when we're sick, we get to this point in our evolution and stage of our journey, in whichever way and shape or form that is. And it's like we get to a point, or what I call like a, you know, the glass ceiling, and you can't break through the glass ceiling. There's many ways to break through the glass ceiling, okay? But sometimes people get sick, and it's not that you're sick, it's that your body is purging out all the stuff, because when you're growing and developing and doing all your things, you know, personal development, spiritual, whatever it is, right? And you get to this point, and it's like your vibration has risen so much that all the toxins and, you know, your old vibrational cells in your body can't function or be in this higher vibration of what your soul is incarnating and holding in the vibration of your body now. And so we get sick as a purging, like your body is pushing this stuff out of your system, right? And that's why doing, you know, like regular detoxing and looking after your health, etc., is so important, right? Because especially if you're doing this work, because we get to a certain, as we grow and evolve, our soul is incarnating more and more into our physical body, and the vibration that our soul holds and all the work we're doing pushes everything out, right? So, I mean, like in that sense, like it sounds like, you know, high priestess, you know, like how fucking amazing is that? That's so amazing. Oh, I could talk about that. You felt super sick, so the doctors can't understand. Exactly right. In my upcoming book, I talk deeply about this. You know, the thing is that there's so much, we all know, right? There's so much missing from mainstream medicine that's starting to creep in. But it's like when the doctors can't find what's wrong with you, it's, I mean, there's always a spiritual cause anyway, let's be real. But, you know, it's, yeah. Oh my God, I could talk about this all day. Yeah, and this whole thing, right, you know, finding why you're sick and the doctors can't figure that out, or sharp pains, you know, can be psychic attack, and, you know, there's so many different pieces to that. In my Trust Intuition course, we definitely cover all of this, because it's like, it's just so important. Like, you know, so yeah. This allows demonic spirits to enter your body. Well, fuck, Jessica, what the fuck are you doing on my live stream? Because they're gonna come for you too, so you better fuck off. I'm sorry, but don't come to my live stream and like rant all your shit all over. I'm like, why are you even watching? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. Why are you watching something that you hate and, oh my God, the demons are gonna get us? Hey man, we hang out with the demons, so yeah, you better go away. Because they're coming for you. For fuck's sake, this pisses me off, oh my God. Don't get me started. All right, let's just clear that air. Oh my God, that fucking pisses me off. Shit. Don't get me started. Fucking hell. Okay. Don't get me started. I am all for everybody trusting their intuition, but don't come ranting and raving and telling me what to do, because my inner rebel will come out and look the fuck out. Oh dear. Anyway, all right, let's get started. So, I don't hate you. I'm just warning you guys. I'm like, when everybody trusts their intuition, they're safe. 100%. So, anyway, God uses intuition to repel demons. Exactly. And actually, are the demons there to like turn you to the dark or actually wake you up to the light? Questions, right? I could talk about demons all day. But I could talk about everything. And this live stream is for now personal psychic reading. So just clear the space. And if you're scared of demons or scared of what's going to happen to us, well, you better go away, because we might melt on the screen. Okay. So how I do my personal psychic readings for you guys now is, number one, you have to stay live. Number two, I'm going to ask you to say, yes, please, Hannah. Yes, please. I'd love a psychic reading. Yes, please. Whatever you want to say, something like that. Only put it in once, because I do see all the comments. Even if I don't acknowledge them, I'm seeing them and acknowledging them. So if I can have a list of yes pleases, and then I intuitively scroll through that list of yes pleases, and I intuitively pick someone. If I don't pick you, please please listen, because there might be a message for you in there somewhere. I have been pulling some cards while I've been waiting to get to this point. So I'll just wait for these yes pleases to come in. Hi Lena, I know I haven't seen you for ages either. I haven't really been live streaming. I've been like in full book mode, and now I'm coming out. So my book's coming out soon, guys. And we're starting the Purpose Activator next week as well. So that is 30 days of me dropping in intuitive channeled messages every single day to really activate into your true purpose. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'll pop the link in for that in a moment. If you want to join us for that, we start next week. Start next week? The week after? I think it's next week. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to tune in for this. Yes, please. So I just scroll through the yes, please list to see who jumps out at me now. Okay, so Gayleen Donaldson. Okay, so as I said, I was pulling some cards before, and out of the fairy deck, the debt paid off. So debt paid off, the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you in your life. And I get that sense for you, Gayleen. It's like this space of like, it's time to spread your wings. It's time to spread your wings and stop holding back. And I want to say like the debt's going to take care of itself. Now this can definitely mean financial, like money debt. And it also means like soul contract debt. So like the debt has been paid off. I felt called to use the archangels as well. So creative writing, Archangel Gabriel, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen, an article or book. So and this is where I was like, it's time to spread your wings. Like it's time to spread your wings. Don't hold back, and then it's like creative writing, like time to write that book, or it doesn't say blog, but you could start a blog or a YouTube channel or whatever is calling you to do. I don't know, like whatever you do it consistently, right? That's the biggest thing about this. So debt paid off. And then you've got debt paid off, creative writing. This is Gabrielle. So something is birthing, because Archangel Gabrielle is very connected to the sacral chakra. And when we're birthing either a baby or a project, like when I teach the chakras, I come down from the crown down to earth. And so the sacral chakra is where we're gestating, just like a baby, and then we give birth. And so I feel like you have been, I don't know, working on something, but I feel like there's this, it's like push-pull thing. And this card has come up for you as well. The moon cycles, Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize on these cycles. And what's really interesting here is, I don't know when you joined this live stream, Gayleen, but I did a collective reading. So for those of you who just joined, when I finish this live stream, you can watch the start of this live stream on replay. And I did a collective reading. I don't know, it probably went for longer than I thought, 15, 20 minutes, something. And so I did a collective reading, and we were talking about this. It was kind of like this
I'm getting the push-pull energy for you, Gayleen, but I think the collective reading at the start will really make sense for you too, because it's like, you know you need to do this, but you're holding back. And it's not that you're procrastinating. It's not that you're sabotaging yourself. It's that there's this cycle and rhythm and this timing that's coming in for you. And I almost feel like every time you move forward, the debts release. Every time you move forward, the debts release. Every time you move forward, the debts release. Now, of course, that makes like logical sense, right? And sometimes logic is really a good reminder in the spiritual community, because I think we're like, oh, the angels are going to bring us the thing and it's just going to manifest and land in my lap. And it's like, sometimes we need to remember that we live in the 3D world and human selves actually need to, so funny, it's like human selves sounds like elves. Anyway, the human selves need to take action, right? Like the logical thing is that we need to take action to, that's Toby there. We need to take action to make things happen. But it's like every time you move forward, the debt releases. So like the soul contract is like I'm seeing it like not a rubber band, like the rope's getting longer and longer, and then it'll just disintegrate. Won't even snap, won't even ping back, it'll just disintegrate. And I feel this is because of the work that you've done, I don't know, up until date, is that you're out of those old cycles and rhythms. You're out of those old cycles and rhythms, like you're out of the old cyclic patterns now. And that's why it feels a little bit like, oh, can I move forward? And you do, and you're like, oh, but usually something happens by now. And it's like, you know, so it's like energetically and physically, you're also releasing those old patterns, if you may, like it's like an energetic pattern shift. And then this one, passion, see, follow your passion. Archangel Haniel again, so really working with the moon cycles, the rhythms, the flows, Archangel Haniel. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your career and love life and career. So it's like confirmation for you. Confirmation that you probably knew and didn't need already. And the bottom card of the deck is express your individuality from the debt paid off. And it's like, yeah, your soul mission naturally wipes this. The bottom card of this deck, because I did use 2 decks for you, the Archangel deck, is Indigo and Crystal Children. So this is Archangel Metatron, which also helps you focus. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And this is also like honoring your own inner child and own sensitivities, and knowing that when we start a project or sit down to do whatever, we're going to be distracted for a bit. Like we're like, oh, this, and oh, the cat needs to go out, and oh, I need some water. I just had some water, but I need some more. I need to go to the toilet again. Or like when we first sit down to do something, we get distracted. And then we can when we know that, give yourself like 10 to 20 minutes grace of being distracted to start, because once we start, then we get into it, right? And we don't usually want to stop, and then we get agitated when we get distracted. I mean, interrupted, right? The more we sit down and do the thing, the less distracted we'll feel, and the length of being distracted gets shorter and shorter. By the way, it's a muscle, just like anything else, right? So always good to keep aware of. So that was for you, Gayleen. It is so exciting. Lena, about my book. Yep, paperback, so close, guys. It's so close, keep an eye out. So excited about it. Okay. Okay. Happy birthday, Tanya. Happy birthday. Yes, it's Toby. I'm just checking these comments. Gayleen said, oh my God, thank you. Just what I needed to hear, and no, was spot on with what's going on. I love it. So yes, please. Put in some yes, pleases. So for those of you who are just joining live, I am doing personal readings now. So just type in yes, please. When I've asked for yes, pleases, like now. Only do it once. I see all your messages there. I mean, your comments. And then I get a list of yes, pleases. And then I scan through the list intuitively and pick whoever, intuitively comes through. So yeah, you can type in your yes pleases, and I'll let some yes pleases come up there. All right. And for those of you who just joined and you didn't hear me, I did do a collective reading at the start. So while I'm waiting for this round of yes pleases to come through there, when I jump off this live stream, you can watch the start of this, probably about the first 15 to 20 minutes or so. I did a collective reading because I picked up this deck and it almost flung off everywhere and I caught it and I was like, I feel like I need to do a collective reading to start with. So there is a reading that is for everybody at the start of this live stream. So if I don't pick you and there's nothing that really resonates with what I'm saying from now on, then you can watch the start of this live stream as well. If you ever catch my replays and I'm not live, you can always just have the video there, ask the question in your mind, and then just toggle the little, fast forward thing across and just intuitively stop it and start listening, and it'll be a message for you as well. Okay, thanks for all the yes pleases. Let's see. Okay, Rebecca Black. Rebecca Black. Just checking Rebecca Black's still here too. I think a black cat jumped through the window, through the portal probably. Yeah, I think he went back out there. That's Toby. For those of you who are new here and don't know me, how many cats do you think that I have? Okay. So this is for Rebecca Black, and I'm just asking if she's still here before I start reading. Rebecca Black, because you've got to stay live. You can't say yes and then disappear and think that I'm going to read for you. So I'll just wait to see if Rebecca Black is still here. She can let me know. Lena, I know, right? Okay, Rebecca's still here. Awesome. So keep putting the numbers in, guys. And for those of you who don't know me and are picking the numbers, let me know. Okay, so I'll check the numbers in a moment. I'm just going to read for Rebecca, and this message might apply to you guys as well. So listen in. Okay, so number 1, a guide. This is the Mermaid deck. So deep in the subconscious, I wonder if you've been getting lots of dreams or sleeping quite deeply and like waking up and going like, where have I been? There's a guide, mentor, a trustworthy ally, or maybe you haven't been sleeping well. There's something about sleep. Something about sleep for you. Sleep, bedtime routine, nighttime routine, what's happening in your sleep. Are you scared of sleep almost? Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, okay. It all makes sense now. Okay, so the guide, a mentor. So this doesn't make sense with the dreams or sleep, right? But I'll come back to this. A guide, mentor, or trustworthy ally. Then I pulled energy field adjustment, aura cleansing and health. So you're going through a massive transformation right now. And, it's always amazes me that all of these readings tend to flow into one another. And you can see her hair, but this is like what all the threads that are like releasing from you at the moment, Rebecca. And it's like there's a huge like energy field adjustment. Like you're going through this massive alignment shift right now, that you're coming into the full alignment of who you are, etc., etc. You've got sacrifice as well, so there are those worth making and there are those that will destroy you, and I do feel like you're giving, like, and this is why I asked about the sleep, because I'm like, are you not sleeping? Like, because something is out of alignment and or something is changing. When something is out of alignment in our life, usually we won't sleep well because we're not acting upon our intuition when we know something's out of alignment, and so we get like we're not listening to our intuition basically, and so we get woken up. There is a big change going on, and there's sacrifice. Like there are things that are important to sacrifice, like for example, a healthy sacrifice is like getting up at 5 a.m. and exercising before you start your day because you don't have any other time, right? Well, actually you do. Like, that's a healthy sacrifice to get up early, you know, go to bed early if you can, get more sleep, and get up early to exercise before you start your day, right? That's a healthy sacrifice, right? You're sacrificing sleep to exercise, which is going to support you anyway, especially early in the morning like that. Best time to exercise. Any time to exercise, the best time to exercise, don't get me wrong, but you know, if you can manage mornings. But an unhealthy sacrifice would be something where you're going against your values and what's wrong, like, and what's right for you, and you're not trusting your intuition, and you're listening to other people, and you're going along with that, and then we get depressed and sick and all the things because we're not listening to our intuition, we're going off path. And so it's interesting, we're just talking earlier about you know, when the doctors can't find anything wrong with us, and there's some people who are in relationships or situations and environments and careers or whatever, and they get really, really sick because they're not listening to their intuition. They don't trust themselves enough to take the leap and get out of the environment that they're in or the relationship that they're in, so they get really sick. So things like, you know, fibromyalgia or like extreme tiredness, depression, all those things, is that, you know, and the doctor can't find anything wrong with you. Like, there's so many different things about the doctor can't find anything wrong with you, right? But like, the thing that's coming through now is around, like, when we're sick, the only thing that will fix us is pulling ourselves back into alignment and listening to our intuition and getting on path. Like, that's what will really heal you. And as soon as someone does that and starts making changes for the things that are not aligned in their life anymore, they instantly start to feel better. Why? Because their soul is gaining strength and being in their body, rather than you're pushing your soul out and not listening to intuition, and your soul gets further and further and further and further away, right? So, and it's interesting that this is coming through, speaking of this, because the sacrifice card there is what you're hoping for and what you're scared of is freedom. You want to be the, not even just be, I was going to say you want to be the rebel, but you're not letting yourself. And it's not even about being the rebel, it's about listening to intuition. You know what situation you're in is unaligned. And I want to say too, like, there's nothing, like, I'm not saying like, oh, you're a bad person because like you're not listening to intuition and you're not getting out. Like, there is a level of readiness to leave an environment, relationship, career, situation, addiction. That there is a level of willingness and readiness within the person to make those changes, because they're not easy changes. And especially when you know, like, you don't have the support around you to make those changes either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you're on your own in it, so to speak, right? And it's just interesting, like the freedom card, and then this, I fucking love this card so much. This is the Adrift card. And it makes me wonder, with this card being the final outcome card for you, Rebecca, that it's like, I wonder if you have made these changes, you're questioning yourself, but it is and was a healthy sacrifice that you've made, because freedom is the one that, you know, is the way that you're meant to go. Like, you are doing it. And this Adrift card is sort of giving me that sense that you have made those changes, but you're doubting yourself. I love this card so much, especially, like, it comes up for my clients without a doubt when they've just made a huge change and they're like in this adrift space. Like, it is the best card. Letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. So when you go through a huge change, and this applies to everyone, okay, it's okay to feel lost. It's okay to not know where you're going. It's okay to question and doubt yourself. But if you can imagine yourself in the current, in the ocean, and, you know, like, if you get pulled out in a rip, or, you know, you're getting taken by the current, like, and you know that if you swim against that current, you're going to tire out, right? We all know that, right? We can't swim upstream. We can't swim against the current. We could try, but we're going to be pretty puffed and probably not make it, right? And so if you just let go and allow a higher force to take you, right? And really using that analogy, and it's a really beautiful way to fall asleep too, especially when you're questioning and you're going over all these things and you're doubting, you're like, I don't know, and I don't know. And it's just like, oh, just like, imagine yourself, I don't know, whatever feels good for you, in the ocean or a river, or, you know, in the waters of life, you know, and just let yourself be carried, you know, call on the angels, the dolphins, the whales, like, whatever it is, and just let yourself drift, adrift. God's got you, your soul's got you, they know where you're going. Let yourself surrender and be taken by your soul, by your higher self, by God, okay? Because you are on the right path. You have made the right changes. You have made the right decision because this has always been important to you. And that's why you're going through these changes in the beginning, right? This is why all of this has happened. And the other reason why is because your life purpose is awakening, right? When we go through a huge shift and change and the catalyst that, you know, sparks whatever it is, we will feel lost for a time. It's normal when we go through change. It's a bit like if you imagine when you move house, right? You're packing everything into house. You're packing everything into the boxes. You move house. You gotta unpack. You're in a new environment, a new house. You're trying to make everything fit. It's a bit different. You gotta change all your addresses. You gotta find new, I don't know, doctors and addresses, and like you've got to find all your right things. Like it takes time. We feel a bit lost. We're like, oh, sometimes we're happy we move, sometimes we're not, sometimes we're both. That's also normal too, right? So yeah. So in the bottom card of the deck is the reflections. So what you can contemplate, can actualize, and this is where like the reflections in your life, like obvious shadow work, but also like about like where you want to go, like, you know, in like, the thing is that with the energy field adjustment that you're going through, right, and the freedom, it's like you've always known that there's something more for you, okay? Or you wouldn't be going through this. And this, coming back to this, when I was like, this is the first card to pull for you, a guide, mentor, or trustworthy ally. Like this is what I do with my clients, right? I help guide you through the biggest changes of your life. And the ones that come to me are usually the ones that are ready to step onto their purpose. And that's why they're going through the massive change anyway, right? So this guide, and this is the catalyst to the change, to the purpose, to everything that you're going through. Like that's why. That's why. Because you've always known that there's more, and that's the truth. That's why all this is happening. So that was for Rebecca. Probably resonated with some of you as well, others of you as well. So I've just kept the comments here, so I'm just going to go through the comments now because I stopped them, because otherwise they go off the screen and I lose them. So I'm just going to check the comments because I want to see if Rebecca's said anything or not. It's totally okay if you do or don't. But I did ask before when we started talking for Rebecca's reading, because my cat Toby had jumped up on the couch and was looking out the window, and then he jumped through a portal and disappeared. And then I was like, for those of you who are new here and don't know how many cats I have, how many do you think I have? And you guys commented in, so I just want to read. So it was 4, 6, 5, 5, 1, 5. Lena was laughing. The answer will shock you, she says. Ginger says 5, so you wouldn't be far off of me. Elizabeth said 6. So I don't know if anyone actually got the right number there. Donna said 8. Elisa says, I bet you feed everyone that needs a home. 6, so there's 6, 8, 7, 2, 12, 7, 7, 7, 4, 6, 1, 18. Okay, and I think that was all the numbers for now. So I have 9. I have 9. Yes, April, it's 9. Yeah, 9, and 7 of them are black and 2 are black and white, so wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, but hey, it's family now, so you know. Okay, so thank you guys for being here. So if you'd like to book a private psychic reading with me, you can definitely do that. Oh, Michelle said 9 as well. 1 is enough for me. I know I really didn't intentionally want 9 cats. Here's another one, speaking of. Oh, Rebecca, wow, bless, thank you. Tears flowing freely, good. Tears are so healing. 24-year marriage that had ended in the past year, still finding my feet. This reading was so amazing. Fuck it out. Covered in goosebumps. Wow, I love that so much. Oh, covered in goosebumps. That's powerful. Still finding your feet. It's okay to be lost for quite some time. Adrift. Can literally be adrift for like 18 months to 3 years, especially from a 24-year marriage. You know what I mean? Like I think we just expect ourselves to get over it, and we do it, it's like a subconscious thing. We're like, oh, we should be over this by now. Like, yes and no, in a way that it's like society is trained to take a pill and get on with it and keep working, you know, because that's the industrial revolution of like that mindset and that industry basically, right? And so we wear that as like a cloak or a web, as I call them. And so, you know, but to release, like when you come through a relationship, like give yourself grace, especially like the longer time you've been in the relationship or the marriage. It's like give yourself like 18 months, 3 years, 5 years to go through the waves and cycles of grief. Like, and the more you can let yourself grieve, like blubbering mess in the beginning, right? Or whenever it hits you, usually every time we go through our moon cycle, our blood cycle, when we bleed, they're like potent healing times. Like if you can let yourself grieve, like you think you're not going to stop crying for 10 days, which you probably don't. And then you'll start to feel better, and then you'll get on with it, and it's like you're not happy, but you can function. And then it'll hit you again. It's like these are the cycles and the rhythms, like where, you know what I mean? Like if you work with those cycles, you can really heal. But like give yourself grace, like, you know, just be okay that for the next, you know, 2 to 5 years, you're going to be probably questioning things all around again, and it'll get less and less, and the gap will get more and more, the more you let yourself go into it, you know what I mean? When it waves, because healing is like a wave, you know? Yeah. Cynthia says, thank you. It resonates so much in my situation now too. Yeah, huge, right? It's a very powerful reading and really important. Oh, coming to goosebumps. Really, really important to let yourself grieve like this. Okay. Cat lady too. I didn't mean to be a cat lady. But I am, and I'm like, oh, well, I got a moon. It kind of matches, so, you know, why not? All right. Okay. So, who's next? So I'll have another round of yes pleases. So if you just joined, how I do my personal readings is I ask you to say yes please, like now. Only say it when I ask for it, please. That would be helpful. So like if you can pop in yes please, or yes please Hannah, or yes I'd like a reading, whatever you want to say. Something like that. So I have a list of yes pleases. Only put it in once. I do see your messages. I mean your comments. And then I intuitively scroll through the list and pick who I'm guided to read. Forgot the door's not open, that's why they're probably... Sometimes I leave the door open and sometimes I don't, because I live in the country and there's like lots of mist and wet and mud. And if I just let them come in and out at free will, they just come and jump all their muddy paws all over the place. And I'm just like, no, you can just wait till I can try you. Anyway, it's a thing. Okay. So just checking these. Sounds like Wales, yeah. I feel like I'm in it. I feel like it's Avalon out here. I'll tell you what. You're so welcome, Dee. Okay, just scrolling through these comments, yeah. Okay, so Jody Jenkins. Is Jody Jenkins still here? I know you only just commented, but I'm just gonna, you said that about Wales. And then I was drawn, I didn't pick your name from that. So funny, I'm sorry. Jody, you're definitely here. I just said that too. Okay. Okay. Samantha. Okay, for some reason there's, yeah, so Samantha, Jody. I'm feeling that there's someone else as well for this reading. So Samantha, Jody, and Ellen, that's who it was. I'm just gonna write your names down because the comments go off the screen and I just wanna, okay, so Jody. So I'm reading 3 people at once. I've done this before. Sometimes I do it every reading. So Jody, Ellen, and Samantha. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to start reading. So Jody. And it's kind of like all at the same time, but then there's different threads for you guys. So just bear with me while we tune into what's coming through here. Because for some reason, there's the 3 here. So I did pull 3 cards. So Jody, Archangel Michael. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. And I feel like for you, Jody, it's like enough. Like it's almost like, what are you doing? What are you doing wasting fucking time? Like, what are you doing mucking around? Like, it's almost like, why are you, I want to say, why are you still holding on to it? But it's almost like, what? There's something there with that. So that's the first one. So that's Jody. So Ellen, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Beautiful rainbow there, beautiful unicorn. And then Samantha, new beginnings. And it's like starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And so I feel like with this, there's, so Ellen Marie and Samantha. Is Samantha still here? I'm just checking. If Samantha can please let me know if she's still here. Samantha Cuthbertson, my pronunciation, Cuthbertson. Not gonna try anymore. Just gonna check you're still here for this one. For some reason, there's these 3 coming through. Okay, so, okay, awesome, you're still here. So, and it feels like now I'm tuning into it. It's like, Jody, this is where you're at. Ellen, this is where you're at. Oops, Samantha, this is where you're at. But they're all like the same but not, right? And it's so interesting, like the 9 of Ariel, your dreams are fulfilled, hard work leads to great success, a love for the beautiful things in life, and then there's a starting a new life. They're very, very similar. And if we look at the reading we just did before, so amazing how they all flow on with one another. It's like, this is the outcome, right? And then this one, Jody, it's like a wonderful new idea, but why are you holding back? Or why are you still holding on to that? And it's so interesting. The new beginnings is, you know, a forgiving and loving review of the past. And I feel like you're in this place, all 3 of you, of like big transition. Like, I don't know, it's the theme of this entire live stream as well. But it's like this big transition that you're going through. And it's like you're starting to see the rewards. You're starting to see the butterflies coming out of the cocoon, right? The rainbows, the magic, the unicorns. But it feels like for Samantha and for Jody, maybe Ellen as well, there's still like deep grief there. Oh, okay, Jody. Waiting for Dad's terminal cancer to end. I look after him. I was just like, there's deep grief there. And then you just type that in. I'm like, yeah. So there's deep grief with that. Right? It's like, yes, moving forward, new beginnings, but it's deep grief. And so that's the thing, Jody, like, it's like, I'm like, great, new idea, but I'm like, why are you holding on? Or why are you holding back? That makes total sense, right? It's like, you can't move forward. If you didn't watch the collective reading I did at the very start of this reading, I would watch the replay and just watch, I don't know, the first 15, 20 minutes. I did a collective reading for everybody. So if you missed that, for those of you who are joining live, you can watch the replay and just watch the first 15, 20 minutes. So it's like, yes, moving forward. Ellen, you've got this one here with 9 of Ariel. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. I love the beautiful things in life. I need more information about that because, oh, you caught a bit and it resonated. Yeah. Ellen says deep, great grief and great loss. Yes, I can feel that with you guys. This one just flicked out. Change in direction. Covered in goosebumps with that. So it might feel like the dreams. So the thing that when we're grieving something and a great loss, it's interesting, like what we're grieving is usually not what we've had in a way. It's like what we thought we could have or what we were expecting. It's like we're grieving the lost hopes and dreams that didn't even happen with that person, with that situation, with that event. Simba. One of them's named Simba. I can just hear him meow, so I'm just gonna... I don't know if you can hear him. He must really want to go outside. Simba!
I just messaged my daughter to let him out. So it's like, you know, like, sorry, so the change in direction and these like the hopes and dreams, it's like, but it's not what we had. We didn't even have that. It was like probably a shit relationship or environment or thing, and we knew it wasn't right, but it's like, you know? And so the grief can feel like worse, but when we realize that it's the dreams and the hopes that weren't even happening in that, what we're really grieving is that somewhere along the way we knew that it wasn't right, but we continued. Somewhere along the way we knew it wasn't right, but we continued anyway. You know? Jody says, discovered my telepathy I've always had, but I'm excited to develop it, so need my full self to be available. Well, you can ask your full self to be available now. You don't have to wait for before and after, because this situation with your dad is training your skills. There is such huge training in what you're doing right now. The veil's thin between the worlds. You know what I mean? I'm like, you are in training. I need my full self to be available. I'm like, your full self is available. Yeah? So in Samantha, this new beginnings with Archangel Jeremiel is seeing the truth in relationship. And I feel this is stemming on from the reading I just did before with the mermaids and the freedom about like seeing the truth. And so I just pulled up the mermaid deck that we used before with the freedom and the adrift in the current. And what just came up when I pulled another card for you, Samantha, with this one, the new beginnings, is starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. So again, it's kind of like, well, that's what's going on, but you're not really happy about it in a way that you're seeing the truth. And this card that I just happened to turn over here from the mermaid deck is a sanctuary, privacy, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries and taboos. This is when somebody is crossing your boundaries. The story in this mermaid in this card is something along the lines of she was married to a human. He didn't know she was a mermaid. She had a private room in their house that was where she could go in, take a bath, become her full self. And he wasn't allowed in there, but he broke in or busted in or violated her personal boundaries and space. And so this card is really about, you know, I feel for you, Samantha, you're really seeing the truth and it's not quite pretty, right? The forgiving and compassionate review of the past, it's almost like, this is not what I thought it was. What is actually going on here? Because you're being shown the truth right now, and this is actually not what I thought it was. What the fuck do I do with that? Sometimes it can be really, really confronting. And this is what I've been saying this entire live stream, right? That when we wake up to an unhealthy situation, place, environment, whatever, we start to realize, and we realize the truth. There's a period of time, like humanity's going in right now from 2020. It's like, okay, they're waking up to the truth, but they don't know what to do about it. So we're just gonna sit here and just go, what the fuck? So Simba is a huge sign for you too. I love that. Love it. BJ. So there's something for you, Samantha, about seeing the truth. And let's see what the bottom card is. And the time of celebration, and it's kind of like, you know, these lost hopes and dreams, a lot of grief. But I also feel like there's new beginnings, change in direction. Like there's huge transitions for like everyone that's on this reading today, right? The relationship card is the bottom card of this change in direction one. It's like relationship stuff, seeing the truth. Time for celebration, abundant rewards lead to hard work. Release yourself from burdensome situations. So yeah, exactly. And you do feel the drifting. Yeah. And it's kind of just like, okay. And the drifting can be really vulnerable and scary, and feel like all your fears come up in that, all your subconscious darkness, let's call it, hopes, fears, dreams, all your unhealthy thoughts about yourself, your self-hatred, like all of that is shown. And we know that laying in water like that and drifting also cleanses our soul.
There is something so cleansing about having a swim in the ocean or any water, shower, saltwater bath, saltwater pool, you know, to an extent, but the ocean, and anybody knows that they feel better once they've been in water. It cleanses our soul, right? And so this soul cleansing, even though like it's like really confronting, you're also being taken in this new direction, right? So, and this is the thing, finding your purpose, because you're seeing the truth. Water is definitely life, yes. You're seeing the truth, not knowing what to do about that, but I want to say you're being shown at the same time. Yeah, you're really being shown at the same time. Okay, is there anything else for Jody, Ellen, and Samantha? Yes, I'm going to pull one more card as a pin. Have I ever won the lottery being psychic? No. No, I don't wait for the lottery. I choose to create my own wealth and reality, because it's like I'd be waiting and hoping for whatever. Okay. She who offers the sacred wine, so drink. This card is so beautiful. This is out of the Rumi deck. And this is the human gift. So this is the final sort of closing for Jody, Ellen, and Samantha. The human gift. And you can see it's like the human is just like sad, depressed, and the angel's like reaching down. And, you know, and this card for you guys is she who offers the sacred wine, so drink. Now, I pull this card for myself at times when I'm, you know, in a place where I'm still, I don't know, upset about whatever past situation, but I've got a lot of freedom. I could really do anything I want to do. But then like I don't know, for some reason I'm reneging on the past. And this card comes up and I'm going to read it because it's so fucking brilliant. It's so brilliant. These, like I said, the day before yesterday, Alana Fairchild is just, I love her deck so much. There's so much heart in them, I think is what I can feel. Heart and truth. So she who offers the sacred wine, so drink. There's a piece here that I want to read to you. Beloved, you are being offered a gift that is beyond your understanding. This is a gift from the hand of the divine beloved, and offering to you that will lift you beyond what you have known into the next opening of your inner eye, of your heart, of your soul, so that it may caress the earth with the light of heaven. This may sound wonderful, and indeed it is. So, yeah, welcome though this gift may be, there is a trick to receiving it, you see. When the sweet wine is offered, you must drink, but you must be willing to become drunk. You must be willing to let go of control. You must trust in what will happen. Trust that you will be cared for. Trust that you may appear to be the fool. Trust that you must be willing not to have all the answers, exactly what we've been talking about, or indeed any answers at all, my wise soulmate. And trust that this is according to the higher plan and not some inadequacy, which is what we've been talking about, or error, right? And it's like, this is about, you know, when we are adrift, it's like when we are adrift in that current, we have to let go of control. Like, it's like, we don't get out of that current until we surrender and let go of control. As we we're talking about before, when we're trying to swim uphill, trying to run uphill, I don't know, running uphill, okay. When we're trying to swim against the current, we tire out. When we surrender and let go, there it is, right? Let go of control. I mean, enjoy a glass of wine, but maybe don't get drunk. But you get the analogy where this is coming from, right? It's like, allow this. And it says, this oracle comes with guidance for you. Are you having fun yet? And I get so pissed off when I pull this card when I'm upset about the past, and I'm like, this is not fun. You know, when you pull cards and you're like, nah, where's another card? Fuck's sake. And then you pull the same damn card and you're like, okay, but not today. Does anyone ever get that? I get that. And I'm like, fuck's sake. Are you having fun yet? No, I'm fucking upset, actually. For real though, it happens. Well, you may need to wash your hair and tend to your accounts, and that is fine. You may even need to count your fingers and toes, but over and over again, beloved, really. Surely you can find some time in between the endless to-dos of your to-do list and throw a tantrum and come dancing with me instead. Your honor and your commitment, discipline and focus are certainly to be rewarded with some uninhibited nonsense, hopefully. Come put aside that seriousness for a moment more and allow the wild child in you to take your body and soul for a spin. Together, let's go and paint the town the color of love. That's what it means. It's fucking brilliant card, that one, right? Oh, covered in goosebumps. Oh, covered in goosebumps. Covered in goosebumps. Oh, I love that. It was way overdue. I'm glad I said what I need to say to ungrateful people. Yeah. Sometimes the tolerance snap allows us to speak the truth when we needed that. Yeah. So just checking these comments here. So this was the reading for Jody, Ellen, and Samantha, but probably applied to a lot of people there. I think we could all create and have some more fun in our life, because that's really important, right? I think we do forget that, especially when we're going through darkness, right? Empowered, yes. So we have the Purpose Activator starting next week. It is 30 days where we, in my Telegram broadcast channel that's private for you guys who join in the Purpose Activator, we're doing 30 days of intuitively guided, dropped-in, channeled messages to activate your true purpose. So my book, you're so welcome, Samantha, my book is about to be released on paperback. Keep your eyes peeled any day for that. And in celebration of that, this is where Purpose Activators really come from, because me writing my book after 17 years of knowing that I'm going to write books, and me sitting down to write my book at the start of the year, I knew that I couldn't have written this book any other time. Like, all the pieces that had to fall into place for me to learn and go through, and the level of clients I've had in the past 7 years online, is like, I had to go through all that to write this book in the way that I've written it. So it's like the full alignment of my purpose. And this activation of the full alignment is what I'm activating and passing on to you guys in the Purpose Activator. So I'll pop the link in so you guys can check it out. You can also find it on my page as well. Yeah, I'm so excited about my book. It's so close. It's available on Kindle, but just awaiting final revisions for the paperback to be released. So really, really excited about it. I'm so excited. It's so close. So excited. So close. If you would like to book a private psychic reading with me, send me a private message, or you can also find that on my website, realityawareness.com. There's many different ways that you can work with me, as well as dedicated, which is do 9 1-hour Zoom calls. So it is really deep, and we do that weekly for 9 weeks. So if you really want to shift stuff, this is the deep dive in dedicated. And this is where we really clear out so much. Like, we can do so much in like an hour on Zoom, like so much shifts. So if you're ready for that deep dive, dedicated is where it's at. So send me a message if you'd like to work personally with me. If you've got any questions about that. Otherwise, Purpose Activator starts next week as well. So that is going to be all for today. I will be back more and more with more psychic readings, so keep an eye out. Make sure you're following Reality Awareness page and have turned on notifications so you know when I go live. I'll pop up whenever I intuitively get the nudge, so you can keep an eye out, and I shall see you guys really soon.